anti-curse, which is in standard tuning, which everybody loves. If you watch live, Phoebe is playing like a capoed part. Julian is playing the sort of picky lead thing. So this part is like Lucy's part, which I think is a good one to play if you're playing by yourself. This song is, it's kind of complicated form-wise, but it's pretty simple in terms of the chords. I'll have a tab available at my Patreon if you want to check that out, but I'll walk you through it now. Okay, so the form thing, it's like there's an intro which comes back. There's 5 verses. There's 5 things that I would call verses, and they're all a little different. They all have some things to them. But they're the same kind of idea. And then there's 2 bridges or 2 choruses, whatever you want to call that part. Okay, so the intro is easy. So you're in a G chord. You could play this with your first finger and your second finger, or your second finger and your third finger. I'll do it this way for now. Second finger on the second fret of the A, third finger on the third fret of the low E. And you're basically just, most of the song is like this. You're strumming all downs on these low strings, concentrating on the E and the A. But you know, if you brush those higher ones, it's cool. And then you're gonna add. I'm adding my pinky on the third fret of the A, and then going back. If you use your first and second finger, you can add your third finger on the third fret. And it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically like 6 beats of this and 2 beats of this. Okay, that's the intro, that twice. And that obviously comes back. Okay, so the part that almost all of the verses start with is they go 2 bars of just this chord, just that G. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the third fret on the A string one for 2 beats. 1, 2, then this, which is like an E minor chord, just the second fret on the A and the open E. And then back to this third fret one. And then back to this, back to your G. So these 3 were each 2 beats each. So it kind of ends up, most of the time it ends up being a bar of 6 or a bar of 4 with a bar of 2. But you can just feel it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then you're sort of back in the regular time. Okay, that's your first thing. In the first verse, you have 2 more bars of this, then back to that E minor one, the one with the open E in the second fret of the A, for 1 bar, and then it's like an A minor one, so you can just move your second finger to the second fret on the D, and then after 2 beats of that, put these back down on the third fret of the low E and the third fret of the A for 2 beats, and then back to this. So that ending part of the first verse goes E minor, 2, 3, 4, A minor for 2, C for 2, G, right? Okay, and then it does that on its way back into the verse. So real slow, I'll play the first verse. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 1, 2, and then now 2 bars of this. 3, 4, 1, 2. I never, E minor again. 2 bars of this A minor, 2 bars of this C, then back to this. Okay. Second verse starts the same. Here's that funny 6 beats. This time, it's gonna skip this. It's gonna go straight 4, 1, straight to this one, the A minor, I'm calling it, with the second fret on the D for 2 beats, the C, I'm calling it for 2 beats, and then back to the G, okay? And again, you do this. Now you're in the third verse, which is when the bass the drums come in. Now this one starts different. This one goes starts like the intro. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, now two bars of this. Now, peace with my inevitable death. So that's peace, third fret on the E and the A, peace with, bound to this E minor one, second fret on the A, second fret on the D1, the C1, third fret on 2 beats, and then back to the G. Peace with my inevitable death. Then you're on the G for 2 bars. Then it will go to the first bridge slash first chorus. I'm gonna do the next 2 verses, so now I'm going out of order now. The next verse, I keep looking down because I have to look at my little notes. The next verse goes through one time that's exactly like the first verse. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. 2 beats of this, 2 beats of this, 2 beats of this, back to the G, 3, 4, 1. Now the E minor one, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 beats of this A minor one, 2 beats of this C1, G, 2, 3, 4. But then this is the one that has the unpacking God in the suburbs, right? So I might have done this. It's D for 2 beats and then C for 2 beats. So you could play D like this, like you're going into a D chord, or you could do D like this, where you move this version of C up. I kind of like this. So this is second finger on the 4th fret of the D, third finger on the 5th fret of the E, and pinky on the 5th fret of the A. 1, 2, slide it back down to C, and then to G. So unpacking God in the suburbs, right? That happens, that's sort of tagged onto the end of a verse that's just like the first verse. Then you have the second chorus, second bridge kind of situation, another intro, and then you have the last verse. The last verse, which one is that like? It starts like the first verse. It's a lot like the first verse, it's just a little different. So two bars of the G, 3, and then 3rd fret 1, and then 1, 2, and 2 bars of this. And then characters. That's 4 beats on 4 beats on the E minor 1, 2, 3. Then 2 beats on this C1, the 3rd fret one. Characters. Then 2 bars on the G. Then you just sort of repeat that. Repeat the 4 beats on the E, and then 2 beats on the C, and then the G for 2 beats. 2 bars, 1. And then, or is it a blessing? It's again the D to C kind of thing. You kind of hear this, there's a little pickiness. There is a guitar that I think is just going, but there's also one kind of doing a like little picky thing. That's how the song ends. Okay, so let's look at these bridge choruses. The first one, C, E minor, D, C. I'm playing C, this version of C, the one where you have the 3rd fret on the E string in addition to the 3rd fret on the A string. So it's like 2 beats on this, 2 beats on the E minor, 2 beats on D. I'm playing D without the high E string, just kind of muting it. It's okay if you play it. And then, so it's 2 beats, 2 beats, and then back into the feel with the C, right? It repeats that 3 times. You know, strumming wise, I mean, you can just sort of keep doing a lot of downs. I'm kind of throwing in some of that rhythm. You know. Okay, so after it does that 3 times, C, D, E minor. So same kind of rhythm, 2 beats on each chord, but now the chords are C, D, and then E minor, and then A, and it goes into this that half time kind of feel. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 6 beats on A, and then 2 beats on C, and that's in that feel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, C, C. And that takes you back into the intro. Okay, that's the first chorus bridge type of thing. The second one is gonna go in, and it's gonna go into a G that like thrashes. then the vocal comes back in with, you don't have to move. 2 beats on C, 2 beats on E minor. You don't have to move. 4 beats on A minor with that kind of halftime feel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Guess that's C, 2, 3, 4. So it's like C for 8 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then this D, I'm doing it by just going up here. You could also play D like this. I like this, doing this C and then just slide it up 2 frets to get D. And there's that little rhythm, right? Just cause you know how, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just cause you know how. And then this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a total of 10 beats on the C when it gets to there. So like after just cause, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Sorry. As usual, you know, I try to make these videos pretty short, so I try to just like rush through things, and I figure you can pause and go back, but I apologize if I'm going really quickly through a lot of information. And as I said, there'll be a full tab available at my Patreon. Let me know if you're totally confused, if there's anything I can answer. It is a funny, like, funny tangly song, but if you know it really well and you know how the words go, it probably should, hopefully what I gave you will help you get it together. And as usual, thank you so much for watching, and let me know anything, and I hope you're having a good day.